Hi, I'm Cassie Woolworth. You all probably already know me. Cassie Woolworth with Johnson County Democratic Women South. We are the South group at Black Bear Diner 6 to 8. On the third Thursday, mark your calendar. Tonight we're doing candidate conversations. A couple of announcements before we move into that. Allison will be right back. She's just getting a drink. So we'll get back to that. This Sunday, we have our Flip It Blue. It is our fundraiser. We have fundraising match as well, so please come and spend as much money. Everything we raise at Flip It Blue this Sunday will be given away this year to all of the candidates, as much as we can possibly do. We were very lucky last year with Flip It Blue and all of our finances that we were able to max out all the candidates. And so that's what we're really hoping to do, is to max out all the candidates. As you all know, there are quite a bunch running. One of my favorite things about this season's candidates is there are only 2 unopposed Republicans. And there are 6 unopposed Democrats. Okay. So that does say we're running at least we're giving them a little scared. They're running scared, at least a little bit. We're doing very well in Johnson County. We do have an awful lot of people running this year, so please give them your support. Anything that we raise will be donated this year, but I do know they also need people to walk, people to call, so if there is a candidate you're particularly interested in, do their postcards. Buy them a roll of stamps. I mean, seriously, anything you can do, anything you can think of, I am absolutely sure that they need the help.
But ask if they need postcard stamps or letter stamps, because if they're doing a postcard campaign and you give them letter stamps, you've wasted money.
That's true. If they have postcards versus letters versus, and the stamps just went up. So all of your letter stamps are much more expensive. Okay, so as we look around, I did want to show you on your table, at least a couple of them, you have the Flip It Blue. So if you don't have your ticket for Sunday night, again, this is our fundraiser for Sunday. So we want you to come, enjoy it. We have a taco truck, which is wonderful. The balloon guy and the cotton candy guy will be back. And we have lovely silent auction items, and thank you for everybody who's donated. I really, really appreciate that as well. Also, I do want to put a little pitch in for Pancakes on the Prairie, as long as I'm pitching. The following Saturday, Southwest Olathe Posse, where you're all at. We have a nice little Pancakes on the Prairie breakfast. It is a fundraiser. $10, Chris Cakes, I promise I will not cook. You are very welcome. 9 to 11, we're going to be at, Lone Elm Park. Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to have all this in my head. And Lone Elm Park is 167th, like before the soccer fields, off of 7 Highway, Parker Avenue, Lone Elm, whatever, the 3-name road. So just keep going south. 167th, you'll see signs. We do have both shelters. We will have Chris Cakes, but what's really great is all of the candidates will be there, so you'll get to talk to everybody again in one spot, and it really is fun. So come to Pancakes on the Prairie next Saturday. So this Sunday, we're going to go to Flip It Blue, and next Saturday, you're going to go to Pancakes on the Prairie, and you're going to help fundraise for all of these wonderful people that we have here. Final little thing is next Friday night, because we have early voting opening this Saturday. By the way, early voting open Saturday. If you haven't gone by Sunday, I'll be calling you.
That's a threat.
If you do vote early, we will stop calling you. So there's the promise. Next Friday, we'll be at the courthouse because it is Go Vote Day. So we're going to just literally scream at them, "You can vote at the new library," which is right there. So if anybody is down at Olathe, you're in front of the courthouse, which is next to City Hall, next to the library, the brand new downtown Olathe library. So usually you can get some people hustled to go and, pull the lever. Anyway, that's next Friday. So we've got a lot coming up in January. Then we have the primary, and I do want to put in a final pitch, although I don't have their literature here. We are having the Johnson County Gala on the 10th of August. You can come to the gala. Please come to the gala. The tickets are online at joco.org. What? jocodems.org. God, you're gonna have to keep me honest here. All right, so I am just going to launch into it. We have such great people here and wonderful candidates, and a lot of y'all, and thank y'all for coming because the rest of us are judges anyway. But what we did last year, which was a really big hit, was we had a lot of new candidates who had not done door knocking, and people who had even done door knocking who did not think they were doing it well. And honestly, I've been doing it for many years, and sometimes I flub, as you can all tell tonight alone, but you get very, you need to get more comfortable with the way you're saying things. And so this is just the exercise to make you more comfortable with it. One of the things I do like about tonight that we do different than anybody else is we will do 30-second doorbells, because we want you to be able to let it go to, ding dong, and then do your pitch, because trust me, they're taping. always watching. Okay, so I am going to get off of the mic because I am not running. I am a great Robin to your Batman. I appreciate everybody who's running here, who's run, who's gotten elected, whoever put your hat in the ring, ever. Even if you didn't make it, we'll get you next time, no problem, because thank you for being brave. So. It ain't me.
Possible money to get from KFDW.
Oh, yeah, okay. I should mention that. Good. Thank you, Bev, for the callback on that. Yes, I do have the endorsement forms for the Kansas Federation of Democratic Women, which we just finally got, and we will be passing by the end of the month. So after the primary, look for that endorsement opportunity as well. I will get ours out immediately. If not, we'll put it in the newsletter because we've already had it go out once. We'll send it out again, making sure everybody has it, because you do need to fill in ours. Ours is very simple. Theirs is online, so you're welcome.
At their website.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
Dear.
Sure. But it's not, it hasn't been approved yet, so don't do it.
Don't do it yet.
If you, I didn't know it was on the website because it hadn't been.
It isn't, is it? Is it supposed to be?
No, it will be when it's, okay. Okay. The Kansas Federation will be on the website. God, I thought she saw it. And I was like, oh God, no, it will be on the website. Ours is on the website. You can go to JOCO, you can go to JCWDKS right now.
You have to go to their website.
But you have to go to their website to get that one eventually, which is not up yet because we don't vote on it until the, we don't vote on it
We
yet.
have some money to give out.
So yes, but yes, you all will have that because I love you all and you're great candidates. Yay! Moving on. Okay, I want to start, and I don't care who starts, although I do feel like I need to kind of put Dan on the hot seat because he's, kind of already won and done it. So, yay! Yay! So, I don't care if you pick it up or walk with it or whatever, because I do not do well with standing still, as you can tell. But yeah, we'll give you, well, since there's a whole bunch of us, what do you guys think? Do you want to do like a 2.5, 3 minutes? Tell me the time. Do you want to do 3 minutes? What do you guys generally get?
You're gonna do
I'll
the
do-
30 seconds.
I'm gonna do my I'll do my 30 seconds, and then I'll do my 30-second doorbell speech, and then I'll do my my speech at the door as well. So both of those are gonna be like 30 seconds each.
Are they really? You
Really?
do 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I won't have
Pretty
to
much,
do
yeah.
that. Yeah, okay. I'm not really timing it. Sure, let's pretend.
Let's pretend.
Let's pretend I'm backwards.
So by the way, pre-introduction, my name is Dan Osman. I'm the representative for District 48. That's in South Overland Park, like 119th to 159th Street in Schweitzer to Metcalf. So yeah, when I walk up to the door, I mean, as Cassie was saying, look, the Ring doorbell records you the moment you get into sight. And yeah, they're recording you before you even rung the doorbell. So I usually don't waste any time. I press the doorbell. I listen to see if anybody's actually coming to the door, and I just say, hi, my name is Dan Osman. I'm your representative in the Kansas House. I've been your representative for the last 3 years. I'm running for my third term in the legislature. It's coming up November 5th, and I hope I can count on your support. But I want to leave you some information about me, and if there's anything that I can do before then to better represent you in Overland Park or Topeka, I want you to reach out. My contact information is here, and then I just put it into the doorbell, into the door.
Yeah,
So that's
you're
it.
like, so 25 seconds.
That's
on
it.
that.
That's
That
all
is
I do.
From start
So-
to finish on his.
That was
I've got.
That seemed very effective.
Okay, when you're doing that, do you show that in the?
Yes, I usually have my name badge, just like Linda has over there, just like Allison has. I have my name badge, and then
It's feedback.
feedback, fantastic. And yeah, I'm holding this up at the same time, and then while I'm talking to them, I'm rolling it up and then putting it into the door as I need to. So that's my 30-second or 25-second door speech.
That was good. That was very good.
Oh, but you can still. Oh, all right, I'm gonna come back this way.
You
have to stay where you are.
So if I'm talking to them at the door, then
Okay, we doing the door?
yeah.
What, everybody good? Did we think you missed anything?
No, you told him how to get a hold of him. Told him who he was more than once. Left literature and comes across as kind.
No, you did come across as very kind.
Thank you.
Yeah. Austin.
Reading your document that you just handed me and left in the door. I was honored to serve District 48 in the Kansas House this past 3 years. Past tense and passive. I was
Okay.
honored, as if I am no longer either representing and or honored, one of the two.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
Here's the great thing.
Yes, I am trying to be-
Actually, no, I'm interested in feedback, and the reason why is because I ordered about 3,000 of these, and I've already me and my team have already door knocked probably about 1,000. So we've got about 2,000 left to go, but we're planning on reordering throughout the process. And if there's modifications, if I say have a link to a video or something that I want to modify, if I've got language changes that I want to do,
That's true.
I'm going to reorder with those modifications.
Oh, that is great.
So
Yeah.
I
It's
am
really, really
Thank you.
good.
Yeah.
I remain honored. No, nothing honored. Doesn't say this.
I am not an English major. I will not be editing.
I have been honored.
Okay.
I would probably say I'm honored. I'd probably make it I''M.
Yeah, that's
Keep
exactly.
it friendly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Cool.
honored
A
too.
little more colloquial.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
And then you'll have to make to
Also-
have served.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm honored.
Honored to have served.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Somebody write that in an email and send it to me, because really, honestly, this is really gonna be too hard to catch.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, Austin.
Absolutely. These guys contact information on
He does, he has his contact information on
Yeah.
there. If you
Okay,
tell
well,
You
me
can
where
reach
it's
out
at,
to
they're
me,
excited.
scan it in, or email me. You're welcome to. Oftentimes, if I have good conversations at the door as well, I'm carrying these. These are magnets that say stick this up on your fridge, and you'll always have a way to get in contact with me. And if you
I
guys
still
want
have
some
mine.
magnets, you're welcome to do so.
I still have
Because people will throw these away or misplace them, but they go up on the fridge, and now they always have a way to get in contact with me.
Okay, we're gonna do knock knock, you actually had somebody answer.
Okay.
You have 30 seconds to impress them before he says he's not home.
Okay. I've usually got a list of everybody in the house, and I'm not necessarily asking for any individual. I am just, whoever is at the door is at the door,
Okay, so
and
you
I
don't
am,
necessarily work off of just minivan.
yeah,
You
I
don't
work,
care who answers
I
things.
work off, yeah, I've got a list off of minivan, but frankly, it's, whoever's answering is a voter. I mean, unless they're a kid, they're a voter, so,
And if there's
so
a
I'm gonna
kid,
talk
you
to
say,
them.
can I talk to?
Yeah,
Unless there's a niece
absolutely.
visiting from Chicago, which I did get once.
So it's basically the same. It's relatively the same. It's just, hi, my name is Dan Osman. I'm your representative of the Kansas House. In fact, I live just, say, a mile down the road or something because my district is super small. I've been your representative for the last 3 years. I'm running for re-election in November, and I hope that I can count on your support. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I strongly believe in public education. I think I've got 2 kids in the public schools right now. One of them is actually helping me out on my campaign. And beyond that, I want lower taxes for our community. We had just a tax plan passed this last year, and I'll emphasize whether it's income tax, whether it's Social Security elimination, whether it's residential property taxes, that I think that they might be most interested in. But those are the things that I'm passionate about, and those are things that we're going to have to fight for next year, and I'm geared up for that fight in 2025. But I want to find out, what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that interests you that I can better represent you up in Topeka? And then I just sit and listen.
Yeah, that's gonna be about a minute, but that's a nice minute.
Sure.
Just FYI on timing.
Yeah.
At least you have their attention though.
Yeah.
California burger?
Because I just want to find out what's.
So,
And if the conversation's going really well, then they're getting a card as well.
What was that? I had friends that was not first.
oh, then who had that?
Side salad
Oh,
instead of
But
fries.
is there somebody else who has that?
Oh, did somebody else do California
Oh,
burger
dude, let's
fries?
get
Does anybody else have a California burger?
Memorize something.
Sorry.
No.
It just
Okay.
comes out of your mouth about the ums and, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, hopefully you practice. I mean,
And
I
do
was
it slower,
Yeah.
so that it sounds natural even though it's memorized.
So, I
Absolutely.
really like that you figured out how to do householding
Mhm.
on your minivan, because I only heard about it this year. Because you're exactly right, every person in that house is your constituent
Yes.
and a voter, and, you know, I think, you know, oh, you don't matter to me, but Bob does.
Yeah.
Is a
What-
bad look,
I do
and it
too.
would be so good if, like, my team had known how, that this existed, because then you have a better idea of who you're talking to, so.
Truthfully, Allison Planis has been helping me out in making sure that we've got good data management. We started out on the first couple of precincts. So with the first 2 precincts, it was just the targets that I was looking for. And what I found out is that as I knocked the door, oftentimes the person at the door is not somebody that I can write notes on because I don't have the entire household. So, but they're a voter. And they might swing way one way or the other, but they're a voter and I'm in front of them.
Nicely done.
Yeah, nicely done.
Cool. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right.
One other thing, I'm gonna make a small pitch as well for anybody that's interested. These are just hot off the press. I picked them up today. What we talked about postcards. One of the postcards that I'm going to do, there are 750 Democrats and unaffiliated voters in my district
Okay.
that voted in August of 2022 and did not vote in November of 2022.
How many?
750 of them. I won by 267 votes. That is how that close that is. I need every single person out there that voted in August of 2022. And so I want to write postcards to every single one of them. And anybody, I've got a number of people that want to help, but if anybody else wants to help with that, it's literally Vote Choice November 5th, and it's got my contact information on it. So anybody that wants to help, I would be thrilled to have that support.
Okay, will you leave some of those at the Johnson County Democrats office in packs for people to pick up possibly?
Yeah, I absolutely can.
I would like that because I'm gonna be telling people to go there and switch them in and out. If you need to go pick up 25 more, go get them. Don't wait on us. You know, that's
There's a few at the Democratic Women North meeting on the 1st of August or whatever it is.
Yeah, there's gonna be something.
When do you plan to mail those out so that we know what,
I plan to mail them out for around early voting in September. So we have about a 2-month period to do 750 postcards. So I'll just hold on to them for when I'm ready to mail them out, and they all just get mailed out as
Just
a
put
batch.
like back by October 1st or whatever, September 1st, whatever.
Okay, absolutely.
But I would recommend that because we do want to split it between North and us.
I mean, we've got a bunch of people that just come with their pins ready to write.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they don't need to address it to anybody. I'll do all the labels and everything like that. So
What do they do?
The only thing that they would do, they could write, I can have a message
You get a
drafted
script.
out. I'll have a script that I can draft out. It's got blank space, so they can write an individualized thing based upon a number of different things. Here's a statistic for you. From August, when every single county passed or voted no, to today, there have been 30 anti-abortion bills in the Kansas legislature
In Kansas.
that have been introduced. 30 of them. So this is not a settled matter. And
Write that on the
Run
card.
it again, I could use that, run that one again, okay. say that
since the voters decided in August of 2022,
again.
in 2023 and 2024, legislators in Kansas introduced 30 anti-abortion bills. And those run the gamut from medical abortion to pregnancy crisis centers to everything.
Coercion.
Yeah. Coercion, yes.
Questionnaire.
Yep.
Tell me why.
All right, we're gonna give Dan another hand, and we're gonna move along. So do we wanna go to the experience, or are we gonna pick on Norm?
Pick on Norm, you know, that's often the
I like
cry.
picking on Norm.
I heard in school. Yeah, let's go pick on
Go
Norm.
pick on Norm.
Yeah, really.
Pesto fettuccine, the green
Pes-
beans.
Pesto?
Go.
Okay. I don't know if the green beans are like me. I don't know if they are. Damn it. All right, Norm, what are we gonna do? Are we doing 2 minutes or doorbell? What are we gonna do?
No, I'm gonna do doorbell.
Are we doing doorbell?
Yeah, I'm gonna do doorbell. Now, hello?
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to be shorter.
Want me to raise it up?
I think.
Oh, okay,
Well, only if you wanna hear it.
that's okay.
You probably hear him without the microphone,
He's got
nice
it.
deep voice.
It is.
Yes.
Why? Why would it be recorded? It's gonna be worthless. Okay.
Practice.
Practice. Okay,
Okay, we're
All
gonna
right.
go. Anytime you're ready.
okay. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Norm Mallicoat. I'm running for Senate 9. I'm going to leave some literature with you, and it has my contact information, what I support, and you have a great day.
That's 15.
Okay.
Yep, that's actually a little more than 15, but 16, 17.
Well, you know, that's usually what I do is just like, if they're not there, I got to move on to the next house. And I don't move very fast.
That's true.
Okay, so anyway.
Well,
there
do
we go.
you want to introduce some of the topics, like?
Sure, well, that would be if someone comes to the door.
Okay.
Otherwise, if no one's home and nobody answers the door, I'm just leaving it, you know, they just read. And I'm not gonna waste my time, you know, trying to read my own literature, you know, over the ring doorbell.
Is there, is there like one kind of personal kind of sentence you could say to try to reach out to the voter, to try to encourage them to pick up and read the literature? Because that, you know, that was very short to the point, but I was just thinking you have room in there.
Well,
Is there
the,
one thing you could say about yourself?
well, I could say that the kind of kind of the bio stuff, I suppose. Actually, I don't think the bio stuff is nearly as effective as what you're for. You know.
Really,
Sweet potato
political
fries, anyone?
communication would suggest that the personal narrative is very effective.
Really?
Yes, at connecting with voters.
Okay, all right. Let's have a redo.
Sure.
Okay.
I can't, I just think that might be
You
my
may be in the
note.
wrong place.
Oh,
Wait, we think it's Linda's.
I had a cheeseburger too, with the things.
Cheeseburger with fries?
Yes,
Thank you.
with all the things. Okay, did anybody have sweet potato fries? We're looking at sweet potato fries.
With a Parmesan cheeseburger?
I bet they gave you the wrong fries. He asked for onion rings, but he'll just.
I'm pretty sure there's anything in the window with onion rings.
Oh,
If there is, I'll take that one.
So let me just go ahead and swap these out. Maybe this one is for a different item or a
Okay.
different menu or a different order. Yeah, and just go double check.
Just let us know.
If not, I'll take that one.
All right, Christine, I missed what you were saying. I'm sorry, I was trying to do the salad dance.
So there's, and I'm gonna flub how to say this, but political communication is about connecting through the heart. You have to connect people through the heart before you can connect with the head. And then that's why you have to start with a story, and then you bring your story into your issues. Your story should connect to your issues. That's why when he says, I'm for public education, and says, I've got 2 kids in the school district, he is creating a personal connection. There's a heart-to-heart and head-to-head connection going on there. So it is important to say something, to give a little bit about yourself.
Like something is important to me as it is, or something, you know. I don't know.
And I don't know your bio, I'm sorry, we haven't spoken, so I don't know what it would be. I don't know what your story is.
All right, well, my story is that I'm an Army veteran. I retired from Sprint Telecom, among other, IT and telecom
There you go.
companies.
You know, you're doing a rural district, aren't you?
What?
Are you in a rural district?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a retired Army veteran running to be your next state senator.
Yeah, right.
Retired Army veteran, Mark.
No, don't confuse the two. I only spent 5 years in the Army, 5 fun-filled years. But what I actually did most of my working career is work in IT and telecom for like Sprint, Alcatel-Lucent, Nokia,
Rural voters and bringing them broadband. Don't we have some on broadband?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I gotta tell you, I did not bring them broadband. I mean, that wasn't like something I, served up to them, so, anyway. Okay, all right, okay.
That's okay, no.
All right, okay.
I don't know what these are.
You know what?
2 burger baskets?
Anybody got a burger basket? I can.
No lettuce.
No lessons, Mel?
Thank you.
All right.
If you'd like, I'd be happy to help workshop a 1 to 2 sentence little thing that you could say at the door. But I think bringing in being an expert.
Okay,
being
all right.
an expert-
You didn't even say vote for a new normal. Sorry.
Well, I didn't even get to that, but anyway,
Sorry.
that's,
I just
well,
like that.
if I'm actually talking to a real person,
Yeah.
but again, I would talk about what I am for, and so but I don't know, I'll tell you what, when I've been canvassing before, okay, and I've been a precinct leader for like nearly 8 years now.
Yay.
Okay, all right, now, when I've been canvassing before, 80% of the time you get no one, absolutely. So it's like, hi, yes.
You could say that background, that you have been precinct chair for 8 years, and that now you're stepping up to run for Senate.
Well, I suppose I could say that. Now, that might be important to a Democrat voter.
Yeah,
for an unaffiliated voter, like, yeah, okay. So, and in Tonganoxie, that might get you shot. But anyway, so the.
That you're working for the cause,
Okay.
Okay, so you just come to the door and I actually came to say hi.
Hi. Hi, my name is Norman Mallicoat, and I'm running for Senate 9. And I would like to, ask you for your support in the forthcoming election. On the back, I have what I am for. Reproductive rights. Now I'm acting like Rick Perry. Anyway, Medicaid expansion with health and dental benefit, mental health and dental. Oh God, I'm terrible. Increased support of public education, legalization of marijuana. We want to talk about that, and commitment to bipartisanship. So.
Nice.
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 There we go.
Good.
There we go. So, other than, being kind of stumbly, that's what I would do.
I have had IT experience is important. That makes it seem like you know what's going on.
Well, I do have a foggy idea of what's going on, yes, but so.
I think military might play like the military somewhere in rural, but I think IT would play with
Well,
making him sound smart.
The,
Can I tell about going to IPAC?
Well, yeah, I mean, here's the
Mel
thing.
has a question.
Yes,
So I like that you said you're committed to bipartisanship.
yeah.
Could you talk about a little bit, like tell us why you have that on there?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Truth be known, I originally wasn't going to put that on there. This was much more terse and like, pointed. But I think two things. It was suggested to me to do that. And then the other thing too is the events, of the attempted assassination of Donald Trump makes me think that no, toning it back, to the temperature is probably a good thing. So, anyway.
And the reason I was asking is just that for most people that don't pay attention to what happens in Topeka, I think like the biggest thing that they know about it is that it's kind of dysfunctional.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
they're like fighting parties. So I think that is kind of an important.
Yes. Now also keep in mind, my probable opponent Beverly Gossage says the same things, and that doesn't mean anything. Well, I know. So I mean, to me, that's kind of a throwaway anodyne, kind of statement. Everybody says stuff like that. Okay, but I'm going to play the game. I'm going to say, say the same thing. So, there you go.
Well, you could say that you haven't seen much of it recently, but that you are committed to it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
So we haven't
Nice
seen
dig.
that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So,
What was the yes/no vote in your district on August 2nd? Did your district go no?
no, it went yes. Even though it's no. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I flipped
No,
it.
I'm
Never
sorry.
mind.
Okay, yeah, it's so,
74%.
Yeah.
okay, so that is a huge number for a district that has, it's bigger than my district, and I'm in before, and you have urban, that's what.
A little bit,
rural.
a little bit.
You have rural, and it went 74%.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering how that was going at the door.
Well, actually, I think it was in the 60s, but it's okay. Truth is fungible these days. So anyway.
It's not for us though.
Not if you say
We
it out
stand
loud.
on the truth, and like that's a big deal. Republicans lie and we don't.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And then,
Say it out loud, it must be true.
like, what's the breakdown of your district, like R's, D's, and U's?
Oh, well, there's about 9,000 D's. The R's are, I want to say about 13, 14, something like that. And then everybody else is in the middle.
So, like, you have to win some Republicans.
Yeah,
So that
right.
bipartisan, like, put away political nonsense.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
work. I mean, that's important.
yeah. So, anyway.
Very nice, Norm.
All right, thank you.
I like his tagline, we're a new norm. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
such well, I would want Allison form. Now, Mel's here. Shit, Mel's here. Mel's here.
I mean, I've heard that one. Hopefully nobody says that when I get to their bill.
No, she's mine too.
Not you personally.
All right, do you want to do, yeah, I know, we had to put it some other way down.
I can, thank you.
Okay, Mel, we're doing 2 minutes or
that's
30 seconds. We're still doing doorbells.
I want to just
We like
tell
doorbells.
everybody who I am, and then I'll do the doorbell, and then I'll do the in person.
Let's do
My name's Mel Pinick. I'm running for House District 121, and that's like the western part of Olathe, between K10 and 155th Street. And this year I am gonna be doing my canvassing a little bit differently. I'm gonna be trying to canvass for contact. So I'm gonna have some bigger turfs that I'll make a couple of passes through. And the idea is that I'm gonna try to, go in the morning one day and just look for people that look like they might be home. And then I'll try in the evening, afternoon, on the weekend, kind of to try to do that, and just mainly to catch people that are home so that I have that personal connection with them at the door. And my work is flexible enough that I can kind of do that a little bit. But for the doorbell, I'll just start with that first.
Okay, let's do doorbell. We got a 30-second timer. Whenever you're ready.
Hi, my name is Mel Pinick. I'm running to be your next House representative, and I thought that it was important that I came by and introduced myself. I'm going to leave some of my information for you, how to get in contact with me, what my campaign is all about. But I also want to tell you the reason why I'm running is just because I've been through a lot in the last couple of years, and it's taught me that our current lawmakers don't understand what life is like for the rest of us, and I want to change that. You can contact me. Again, my name's Mel Pinick, and you can get a hold of me there.
Nice. That's what I like to do. 30 seconds.
And then it's very similar if they do answer, but it's, hi, my name's Mel Pinick. I wanted to introduce myself. I'm running to be your next state representative, and I'm running because I've been through a lot in the last couple of years, and it's taught me that our current lawmakers have no idea what life is like for the rest of us. I want to support our public schools, I want to support our working families, and I want to protect our rights.
It's another 30 seconds. Very nice. Very good.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
You've got a great message, the rest of us thing. You're trying to make that connection with them. But I think a lot of people feel like lawmakers are out of touch. What if you said something like, I'm a working mom? Just 2 words, I'm a working mom. Just to kind of create that thing.
No, I like that. Although I don't personally connect to the working mom phrase, just because I feel like all moms are working moms.
No, and I know you're right, but
like when I've brought that up, it's like, I'm a full-time, I work full-time and I have 2 kids.
Maybe say it like that so that it doesn't get that whole, you're not working if you're not
right
working outside the house. I'm
I like
full-time and I'm a mom, and yeah, because I think that just tightens that connection.
Okay.
I agree, that's a good way to use it, because we did talk about less focused on children, because it's hard to campaign with. But I think, and I'm a mom.
Yeah, I think I have mom on my Twitter profile, if I'm guessing. But I mean, that's my brand. Oh yeah, that's the first thing I put. I mean, I have represented blah blah blah, but mom, wife, piano teacher, volunteer. It's my Twitter profile, because nobody else in your district is going to be a representative, or probably involved in politics, hardly at all. But they're all, a large number will be parents.
That's true.
You have to choose where you feel comfortable. Yeah. Like if the mom card isn't where you want to be, but you've done a lot of work for moms.
Yeah.
At your work.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
And strangely enough, people feel that people who have kids in an area are more attached to an area than people who do not. Despite the fact that they just but
Right.
Because you don't cater.
True.
Yeah, I think it's helpful after you give your little talk to ask them, like,
right,
what questions you have for me, which you probably already do, because then they're like, people like to be heard, or they appreciate that you're at least asking, and then they'll be like, oh, I don't have anything right now. Well, here's my contact info. If something comes up, if you have any questions, because ugly mailers are going to be coming, they need to know how to get a hold of you to know the truth.
Yeah.
And I like that you're trying different times.
That's great.
Yeah, actually,
Like, if I'm gonna be out, and I'm not all the time, but I wanna talk to people. I don't, if I want a lit drop, that's fine, I will do that Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. and get through a lot of doors. But if you're gonna be out, if you're gonna walk up that driveway, up the stairs, try to go when somebody's there. And you'll get a good feel for when that is. In my district, we're not good during the day.
it just happens to be where you're at.
We're just not. But other districts, I think they are. And so, you know, you'll have a good feel for that. And I admire that I want to talk to people. That's smart.
Very cool. Anything else? Any more help? Any more help for our marvelous Mel?
I think you've done a great job.
I bet you. Yay, well, we do have two other representatives here that are running this year, Allison and Linda. So if they want to do their doorbell.
Linda is unopposed.
Linda is unopposed, right, which is, doesn't really have to campaign much.
I'm campaigning for us.
What is your area?
So I have the mall to the community college to the KU Edwards campus. So 95th to 129th run along Quivera. I do not live in a blue district, but I got one.
But just scared them off.
You scared them all.
You scared them off.
Yeah, I think we work hard in this.
Okay.
Well, I work hard in this district.
One of the things I heard them say, and I do 100% agree with it, is our people have to bring their A game every day just to, bat away their F game. Because it doesn't matter what they throw at the wall, these guys gotta make sure it doesn't stick, period. So, it's a hard job, but if we get more people in there, they won't be throwing as much stuff.
I guess I'll throw out, when you all get elected, I think the best canvassing I do is in the off years. When I'm not up for election, I get out for school board, for the Johnson County Dems, for whoever, only in my district, generally. I try to keep all my footsteps inside my district unless I'm lit dropping, but in those off years, because then I can go to their door and say, hey, I'm your state rep, you got any questions? Just checking in, need anything? And then their jaw drops, but sometimes they have something to say, sometimes they don't. But then I'd be like, hey, did you know you have a primary for school board coming up? And like, this is Will Davitt, he's great, this is one that's cuckoo. So, but I feel like that's the best canvassing I do. So this year, out for other people in my district and around, was another great year. I'm not gonna talk about me.
They're talking to them and not asking for anything for yourself.
Right.
True.
And I think people appreciate it. And I do really mean it. I can get a good feel for the district in the off years. And even lit dropping in the district. It's always good to walk through your district and see what's up. So that's my advice for the off years. You walk in the off years?
Yeah.
There are no off years, right?
If a candidate needs me, yeah. I mean, we've got Blue Valley School Board members, we've got sometimes city council races. Yeah, I do like getting out there. I mean, part of it's help the other candidate, but part of it's like, as long as I'm helping for the candidate, I'm getting out to my district. So, yeah, it's great.
I'll leave with my business card. I have campaign cards separate from my taxpayer paid cards, and so I'll leave them my card. Will you hang on to them if something comes up? And I mean, I really do mean it. I'm not trying to just BS them at the door. I really do, if they need something, that's what I'm here for.
That's right as well, as far as, we have to be on our A game. I mean, the number of representatives that are up there that don't speak in committee meetings, don't do any speeches on the floor, they just sit there and sit there and sit there until it's time to press a button, and they'll press the button, because that's what leadership has told them to do. That's it, that's their job. And
That doesn't sound like representation to me.
yeah.
All right.
So I'll have my lit card.
Are you doing 2 minutes or doorbell? Doorbell. Doorbell.
Hi, I'm Allison Hougland. I am currently your representative, and I kind of like it, so I'm running for re-election. Right here is my website address. Norm, I'll get your coffee.
No,
Okay. Right here is my website address,
doing what you do.
and I serve all of Kansas. Right here's my website address. On my website, I actually have a list of priorities for House District 15. They came from me, they came from other neighbors within the district. But what I'd really like from you is to go through and number them, 1, 2, and 3, because I've got this crazy idea that if I'm gonna represent you, I should know what you're about. So if you would do that, I can represent you better, and then I'm gone.
So you're asking them to go to the website and number the priorities. The
Yes.
reason I want you to go.
The reason I want you to go is so that I can actually represent you.
So how can they give you that feedback? Is there a
Yeah,
survey
sure.
form on your website?
There's a survey on the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, up at the top of my website, there's a banner right next to the one that says donate. There's another banner that says take my survey. And I've got 9 things listed, and then there's an option for them to add something that's not on the list. But so far, what I've been seeing, my responses have primarily been, number 1 is reproductive rights.
Yeah.
So, and we did pass that. So that's my 30-second, only it took longer than that, but.
Well, you were interrupted getting coffee and all.
Oh.
Okay, this might be a logistical hassle, but I was just thinking, hit the QR code that takes them
I
directly
have a
to the
QR
survey.
code that takes them to my website,
Okay.
and then there's a banner at the top of the site.
On the banner, right.
When I sent out the mailers
Yeah.
with my franking budget this year, there was this same list.
Yeah.
I've been doing this survey for 6 months.
Yeah. How
Um,
many responses you get?
not very many,
Yeah.
which is why I'm gonna continue hammering away at it, because I need to know what they think is important.
When I did with the search team in your district, and so we had the Democrat card, your
Yeah.
card, and it had that survey, it was super great to run into your constituents, tell them how great you were, and say, and Allison sent along, here's a QR code so you can tell Allison what's important to you, because you'll relay that better than me. And
Yeah.
it was super helpful to,
Well, and I love saying, I've got this crazy idea.
I love that.
That was great.
I thought it was great. I love the survey. I love that.
And I like the, because I kind of liked it.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was great.
yeah. Thank you. You had some feedback.
I wasn't crazy about this crazy idea because I thought it was self-deprecating. I kind of like,
Well, if I'm speaking to an actual person instead of a doorbell, then I have the opportunity to say that I've lived in Olathe my whole life. I was born here. My grandparents were born here. My grandchildren live here now. I care a whole lot, and I've spent a lot of time in this town not being represented.
yeah, I was overruled on that one phrase, so.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, you still lose, but.
But
I'm not the one you're talking to, so.
yeah.
I think self-deprecation can be endearing. And you're
So
telling
long as
very
it's-
much about, I really like it.
I'm going to reconsider.
Go too far.
confident, and that knowledge
Yeah,
comes
okay.
through.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm reconsidering.
Also, people in her district know her. She's really been a fixture for a long time. She's got a lot of good name recognition. So I think that works in your favor too.
So the Hoaglands came to Olathe in 1857 when we got run out of Harrisonville, Missouri for being against slavery.
Ooh, I
So-
love that.
Luckily, my ancestors were pretty cool. And then,
Otherwise, you have to tell different stories.
right? And then I have 3 older brothers, and all of them have sons, and all of them have sons. So everybody knows at least one Hoagland.
I love that.
So that's why, part of why I went back to my maiden name, but I did that for business reasons before campaigning, because this was never on my plan. I got a really long bucket list and this was not on it.
And then how many votes did you win by?
78 votes.
So are we gonna knock
78
100 more
votes.
doors? Yes, we are. 100, that we need at least 100 from everybody in the room.
By the way, I just want to say, those 78 votes, I'm absolutely convinced came from the surge teams that went into her district
Oh, God, we.
in the last
so-
few weeks.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it was that close, and I remember it was Becca, right?
Becca and another guy from that Senate
From
district,
from their Senate district came in.
they took hundreds and hundreds of doors. They may have knocked 1,000 doors.
What
Yes.
is your district?
I'm House District 15.
No, but where is 15? Because I'm.
If it was easy to explain, it wouldn't have been gerrymandered.
Well, it's
That's the way it works. I take in the Nazarene University area
Okay.
on that side of I-35, and then I come back across, and I take in from 127th Street South over to Kansas City Road, and then so I've got all the old core of Olathe. So the Walgreens was a hospital when I was born there, and then the courthouse, the library, all of that downtown area. And then I go down to 183rd Street because I needed more red people in my district. So they gave me part of Spring Hill Township.
Which we're gonna need to do a surge in Spring Hill.
That's a pretty quick turn, really.
Let's
Good
go.
barbecue, so.
Okay, if
Oh,
you,
I'll take help every day of the week.
yeah, if you
So-
don't know what a surge is, if you've got an hour to give and you can walk, we just go on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, you put together a team and you just go and you'll just nail a neighborhood. You're just gonna go to the doors, get it done, and get people canvassed in a neighborhood. If you do have 1 hour, you can give just walking. It's really beneficial to reach out to other, because you're gonna do your own. If you can do the walking, you're gonna do your own neighborhood. But if you can spare an hour to give to another neighborhood, it's everything. It's 78 votes.
So do search teams, knock on Democrat doors or just persuadables?
So far, it's been down.
So far, so the very first surge team this year was sent to House District 15 because until
You ain't
Israel and Grace Anna joined as precinct committee people, I was the only precinct committee woman in all of House District 15.
Yeah.
So the Democrats had not been knocked on. So I knocked on all of them 2 years ago. And then, yeah. But the surge team went and hit all of the high propensity Dems, the Democrats that vote in every election. That was all 900 of them were done by the surge team on that one day. It was amazing.
But you're gonna
Simply
get a lot
amazing.
of people. I mean, we had 15 people or something.
And
that was.
I'm glad I got the first surge team because they've never had 15 people again since then. But, so we all need to be participating. Actually, those of us that aren't candidates need to be participating.
Well, and the other thing is one of the things you can do is if you can't do it, go pick up a turf and do it in 2 sittings. Because one of the things, I know it's brutally hot out there lately, guys, and if I can do 45 minutes, I'll nail 45 minutes and I will go home and take a shower and do another 45 minutes tomorrow if I can, because it is brutal. Do what you can. Do as much as you can, do what you can as much as you can, and then, pass the baton and rest because we still need you back.
Something else that's been really helpful is if somebody wants to be a driver.
That's true.
Because yesterday I had someone that would drive me and pick me up at the end of the block. Today I had to walk back to my car.
I will say, if you get to be the driver, you can drop them off, run around the block to keep the air cold, and pick them back up. By the time you come back to the door, I've done it.
Well, and I can say I've got 8, 13, 15, 17, 21.
So I'll do 8 and I'll meet you
down
at 22.
Yeah. I'll meet you down at this house number.
And I'll drive around, keeping the air in the car. Yeah, it's a good gig. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming. Linda, do you want to go? You are our final speaker for the evening.
I don't have speech for me this
You,
year,
and you
so.
don't have to, because you're not even campaigning this year.
No, I'm working for Jason Anderson this week, and then I'm going back for Pam Shernock after the primary and getting to
We need everybody.
Dan's district, some of this. It's my goal to rock 2 terms for every House candidate,
Oh,
and then
You
we'll,
already did mine. You guys-
minus, yeah, on that first search. So Dan was out for Ace Allen
Yeah.
on the search team where last week, I don't know what weekend we were out there, it's got awful hot.
Yeah, it was about 30.
But those search teams are actually great to do when it's hot because you'll have a few doors
Right.
and then you get in your car, cool off, and a few more doors because they're a little spread out because it's our Democrats that are really consistent voters. And so it's a great thing to actually do by yourself when it's hot. I mean, I've been out when it's well over 100 doing those doors and it's not bad at all. So as a parent, if I was like knocking my regular route, I mean, I'd be knocking.
Which is every door almost.
Yeah, a
No,
lot
you're
of
right.
doors, and there's no excuse to get back in the car until I've gone down and back, and by then you might pass out. So this is perfect weather for search teams, and Joko Dems, like every week, you have the chance you can sign up.
Yeah,
and if-
every Saturday they're pulling a surge.
yeah, they'll tell you where they're going, and if you can't make it at 9 or 10, whenever they're meeting, Jessica will give you a turf.
Well, yeah, that's
And you
it.
do it
If
at
you
your
just can
convenience.
drop by and pick up a turf, and even if you can't do it that day, you have a week or 2 to do it, so it's not a
Yeah, it
big.
took me 2 days to get Allison's done, because I only had an hour here. and an
That's
hour
right,
there.
and if that's what you got, okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to the candidates. I love you all. Thank you for running again. I cannot say enough. I'm absolutely willing to be Robin. Next month we are going to have. I don't even do this. We will have Hazel Krebs will come and she will be talking about being enthusiastically you and your true self and your wonderful self, and we will have that after the primary, so we will talk about all of our wonderful selves. Hopefully we'll get to writing postcards very soon. The first of the month, on the first Thursday as always, Johnson County Democratic North. The August 1st one will be 6 to 8 at the bar in Prairie Village. It's just a social, go, have fun. Kind of a lot of what we did tonight, but without the 30-second infomercials here. And then please come to Flip It Blue this Sunday. It is going to be so much fun. Grab a code, get a ticket, and hope to see you there. So thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. We'll see you next month.